I grew up believing that rest was a luxury for people who couldn't afford it. But somewhere along the way, I absorbed the idea that productivity was safety and rest was optional. Hey, friends. I'm taking a departure today from our usual format for an announcement about a big change in my life. Now, if you're new here, I'm LaVerne McKinnon and welcome to the Moonshot Mentor community. I'm a career strategist and a grief coach, and I love to help people going through career transition. And today, I'm actually helping myself go through a big transition. It's actually not related to my professional life, so you won't really see any impact, but behind the scenes, there's a lot going on over the next couple of months. And I want to share that with you. So let's start with a little bit of context first. My dad woke up every morning at 4:30 so he could be on the job site by 6 a.m. He was a construction worker. And my mom's job, she was an admin, and she would start at 7 o'clock in the morning, which meant that my brother, sister, and I got ourselves up and ready for school and off to school. Dad, when he was working nights, we practically zipped our lips shut during the day so that he could sleep. And if one of us had a school event, we didn't even think to ask if our parents could attend. There were years when money felt precarious, and I don't remember the details as much as I remember the feeling of it. Like we were always one unexpected expense away from the bottom dropping out. My parents' jobs, understandably, were the first priority, and the second, and the third. Looking back, I think that's where I learned that rest was something that was earned after all of the important things were done. The problem, of course, is that the important things are never done. They're never complete. For most of my life, I carried that kind of like not enough belief with me. So even though my circumstances changed, even as I built a career that I really loved, and even as I became a coach who regularly encourages other people to slow down and pay attention to what matters, it's so funny how often we teach the lessons that we're still learning ourselves. Over the past couple of years, I've been experimenting with taking the month of July off from doing one-to-one client work and the group programs. And I've discovered that stepping away, it creates space for something that I typically overlook when I'm so uber focused, when I'm just moving quickly from one project to another or to another client or looking to hit the next goal out of the ballpark. Integration is what's been missing. Processing my experiences and insights into who I am becoming. This year, I'm taking both July and August off because I'm standing in the middle of a significant transition. After nearly 30 years, my husband and I are selling our home, hoping that we're going to sell our home where we raised our two daughters. For years, this house has organized our lives. And now we're entering into the season where the girls need us differently. And I think maybe we need ourselves differently too. I'm excited about what's next. I'm also aware that excitement and loss, wow, they often join hands and they become travel companions. But I'm ready for this move. It feels aligned. It feels like the right next chapter. And we're choosing a different way of living, less space, less maintenance, less chasing, and really like more sufficiency, more intention, more room for what matters, what most, which has honestly changed over the course of the last 5 or 6 years. And I feel like I'm just starting to catch up to it now. And yet, even when change is something that we choose, it still asks something big of us. And part of me still struggles with all of it. I grew up believing that rest was a luxury for people who couldn't afford it. I remember one family vacation to visit two of my great uncles in Maine. And I grew up in Illinois, and we drove straight through from Chicago to Sebago Lake, Maine. To save money, we shared the kids. We all shared a room in the rickety old house, which was fabulously charming. And this is the part that was tough. My parents slept in the back of our pickup truck. Years later, when my dad got this idea to drive to the Florida Keys for like a week long winter vacation, And honestly, that was the second vacation that we ever took in my childhood. And I understand many, many people don't have any vacations at all. But anyway, my mom was like, there's no way I'm going to Florida because she was not going to sleep in the back of a pickup truck again. Looking back, I realized that my parents, they worked incredibly hard to give us a better life than the one that they had inherited. And they did a remarkable job. But somewhere along the way, I absorbed the idea that productivity was safety and rest was optional. Even now, there are moments when taking a half day to pick up my youngest from high school, it feels oddly irresponsible. That's how deeply some stories root themselves inside of us. One of the things that I've learned through my work around career grief is that significant change changes us. And it requires updating of our understanding of who we are. And so this is the heart of mourning. When something we've grown attached to, like a house, is no longer available to us, it leaves a gap between the world we expected and the world that we're living in now. The house isn't just a house. It's where my eldest daughter, Mitzi, drew her first self portrait on a discarded cardboard box. It's where our youngest, Aurora, learned to swim and seriously would not get out of the pool. It's where we hosted dozens, I mean, if not hundreds of pizza making parties because we love having our friends and our family and our community over to literally make and break bread. It's where we adopted our dogs, Rocco and Rue. And I'm getting a little emotional here because they both died um, about 8 months ago. We also had guinea pigs, bunny, fish. May they all rest in peace, our beloved animals. You don't simply move out of a place, you adapt to who you are without it. And that takes time. Integration gives time to absorb what happened, even if it's of your own choosing, and to make meaning of it, to update this internal map. Without that process, we can find ourselves fighting reality instead of living in it. I've come to believe that this is one of the purposes of rest, not recovery, but integration. Most of us think of rest as doing nothing, which is absolutely true to a certain extent, but I don't think that that's quite right. For years, I thought I was resting while watching television and answering emails at the same time, or listening to a podcast while organizing my calendar, or eating lunch while checking my phone. That's not rest, that's multitasking. Or maybe a kinder description is half tasking. Rest is doing one thing for no other purpose than the experience of doing it. So no optimizing, no squeezing in one more task, no turning every moment into an opportunity for self-improvement, which is why I suspect maybe I'll find plenty of rest over the next couple of months. I mean, moving is a big, big deal, but there are things that I enjoy about moving. So it's not that I'm going to be sitting around doing nothing, but I'm going to be doing the things that I don't that don't need justification themselves. So packing boxes, sorting through 30 years of memories, organizing a new space, creating systems that make life feel more spacious and seamless. Those are all things that I love to do just for the joy of doing them. And that's going to be a part of my rested integration. And maybe, perhaps I'm going to throw in a trip to New York to see the opening of a friend's musical. Perhaps there's a grief training I've been eyeing for years that I'll hop into. And perhaps there are things that I haven't even imagined yet, but just being so fully in the moment that I can check in with myself and say, what do I feel like right now? What do I want? What do I need? Whatever unfolds, I'm hoping to meet it fully. Now, I may pop in from time to time with a surprise post if inspiration strikes, but for the most part, I'm going to be away until September. In the meantime, if you're a paid member, Solid Ground is still going to be waiting for you in the archive. And if you're not yet a member, go to moonshotmentor.substack.com and you can become a member. There are lessons and worksheets and coaching recordings that are available as part of the archive whenever you need them. So if you've been thinking about joining, this might be a good time so that you can immerse yourself into what we're doing. But mostly, I really just want to say thank you for being a part of this community and thank you for giving me the space to practice what I so often encourage others to do: make room for change. Okay, that's it for today. And I will be back in a couple of months. Before we go, I want to say thank you so much to Kara for her editing, her social media expertise, and to my my partner in crime, Lauren Deacon, for holding up everything operationally and brand wise for Moonshot Mentor. Thank you again for being here, and I look forward to seeing you after my integration in just a couple of months.